Oh, this is going to be one of the toughest videos over here. There is a major paradigm shift that is happening as we speak. And the problem over here is that a lot of your friends and people that you know from school or probably you work prior with are currently in a very, very bad position. You probably have friends who used to have a very successful business, which is currently or recently closed. Probably had a lot of friends who had a very good profession, they have a very good career outlook, who were recently fired, right? And this paradigm shift represents the second part of the equation, the people who do not see this paradigm happening, people who really oversee the linear progression of the economy. They were preparing themselves academically and business wise for economy where everything was going to progress in a linear way. You get a job, you get a degree, everything is kind of more or less predictable in the future. If I want to start a business, I know exactly what I should do and how the business will grow. If I want to buy the house, I know how to get the house under mortgage, how to get funds, how to manage the mortgage, so on and so forth. Same thing happened for the people with a career. They kind of prepared themselves for careers in a linear economy where they didn't expect the next paradigm, which in our case we're talking about the AI revolution happening, or didn't believe that it is going to actually happen. So a lot of the people that you currently know, friends, family, are secretly broke. And things are not getting better. You just look around. You just look around. Think about people around you. It almost felt like during the last 2, 3 years, everyone was kind of doing fine. Everyone was kind of doing okay. It has always been people who were doing better, making more money, growing their net worth, whatever. But almost like overnight, in the last, let's say, 24 months, everything snapped. Almost everyone got poorer, and the people who are doing well now are doing exceptionally well. And the gap actually exploded, expanded, right, in the levels that probably haven't heard of. And this is not only coming from the paradigm of economic non-linear development. We're talking about a shift where the skill set combined with lack of preparation for adjusting your not only mindset but adjusting your skills and adjusting your knowledge base plays a determinational role. People who cannot adjust cannot survive. It's very, very simple to say it, hard to execute it, but I believe the hardest part is actually to see where the problem actually lies. Because, like I said, a lot of people who were doing very, very well, they think about the last 2, 3 years, people around you, your very immediate circle, doing some e-commerce, reselling some clothes, doing some Amazon, having some physical retail location. I guarantee you most of these people have either closed or lost business 20, 30, 40, 50%, and very soon they're gonna close, especially people with high paying jobs previously. They're the first people who were found themselves not needing, right? The people who are making 150 account manager, 150K, 200K, 300K account managers, all this date sorting, filtering, input lead generation positions who were essentially paper holders, completely are out of their mind, right? Imagine you graduate 8 years ago, you spent 6 or 7 years, you already seeing yourself to become a VP in whatever company you're working, and now you're out on the street. Why? The paradigm shift is happening. And this is not some science fiction. I want you to really understand the concept because when the paradigm shift happens during the first revolution, moving from actual horse carriages towards automobiles, right? The second revolution coming from actual plugging the engineering skills of the humans. A lot of people, if not most of the people, have no clue how this actually works. They didn't have idea how the car works, the combustion engine works. They didn't have idea how the electricity works. They didn't have idea how uh, Nikola Tesla actually built the AC and how he converted and actually destroyed the DC of Edison. A lot of people weren't so sophisticated and weren't so interested in learning anything outside their original skills by training, whatever they learn in school, whatever they learn in universities. This is what they lived with. No one was actually going out of their way to learn something else on the side, or at least not deeply enough. You had some surface knowledge. Back in the days, people didn't even know where this country or that country outside the US actually was located. So you need to understand that People who lived with this mindset, they had to learn. And the good thing is that there was no distraction back in the days. People had nothing to do. You go to work, you finish work, and then nothing to do. Most people had no televisions back then. Then when the next revolution came, yes, some of them have radio, some of them have televisions, but still the distraction was not at the level that it is right now. So this means that people have actually focused strict plan of execution or learning some of the skills. This is why a lot of people actually found jobs. When the US Steel was actually started and executed, a lot of people learned how to utilize steel, how to build bridges. A lot of people without engineering background learn how to do engineering, right? So this means that anyone can learn everything, regardless of the type of paradigm shift that is happening around the world. But a lot of your friends, I already guarantee you, they don't want to learn AI. They hate AI. And they secretly hope that AI will give up, AI will disappear. They secretly expect this is going to be just another bubble and everything will simply go away. I hope Michael Burry also hopes for the AI bubble because he's betting big against the market. But again, if you just hope on one thing, you're not really hedging, you're not really risk adjusting your bet. You should always prepare for the opposite. You should prepare yourself for being right. You should prepare yourself for being wrong at the same freaking time. What this means? Well, you can still hate the AI, you can still hate all the technology, you can still hate any tool that replaces the human skill that you previously possess, but you should also simultaneously prepare yourself to utilize the skill either for yourself on your personal life or utilize the skill to save it as a service. And I'm not just picking up stuff from the air. I got plenty of calls from different banks that I have business accounts with, right? And I got plenty of calls. And all of the banks, when we have personal meeting one on one, they said, why don't pick up the phone? Why we cannot reach you out? I said, I already have an AI agent that filters and sorts out all the calls. Not only this, I have disabled the voice call. Why is that? Because the AI agent filters all the calls, and before the voice calls actually leave a small transcript on the phone, and this transcript can give a false directions to the AI agent. Can say, oh, this is the information you requested. You can just click here and find the information you requested, and the AI agent might get confused. They might click on links that shouldn't click. This is going back to the example. Regardless of what you think about AI, regardless of what you think about your current, financial or career path, you should hedge every single bet and prepare yourself to take part in the paradigm shift. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind the paradigm shift. You're going to be left with people who didn't believe in cars replacing the carriages, didn't believe that electricity will replace the gas lamps, didn't believe that the actual guns will replace the bows and arrows, and the people who were, not optimistic, didn't hedge their bet. No one said anything about them in the history. They were simply erased from the history, replaced. Technology results, the results from all of these technological innovations replaced anyone who was skeptical of. Think about all the people who were writing articles in 19s that the internet is the next fad, the internet is the scam, it's nobody's going to be using. Same people who are talking that no one will ever own a personal computer because it doesn't make any sense. These people simply were washed out of the media, washed out from the social media space, washed out from the history because they were so wrong. Then ask yourself, do you want to be washed out from the history or you want to take part of the history of this paradigm shift? Think about it.